Hi all, I'm really excited today because today I finished a collection. No one other than me will care because you literally cannot find, well, you basically cannot find videos on this set on YouTube other than from not from like any diecast channel, that's for sure. But today I have completed the my first pop culture series. I don't really collect pop culture. I think very few do, and I don't think anyone ever just go for the entire set of pop culture. I'm sure a lot of people try to collect every single car culture release, and maybe even entertainment. I know sirens, if you can probably pick it up, it always picks up. Anything picks up on this microphone. Um, and I know Heavy Metal 164 had a maybe still has a full collection of entertainment cars, but no, I think like who's gonna collect every single pop culture car? So like probably the same people that actually have had a subscription of loot crates, right? Just all of these generic pop culture stuff. But I have a couple of Peanuts ones because I got them for cheap, and I think they're just really really cute. I have the panel bus from Beatles, the Abbey Road, and I showed you the Spock one I got from the second Star Trek series. But I finally completed this first Star Trek series. So this is a bit, yeah, the first Star Trek series. So there are 6 cars in this set. First one is Uhura, was the Jeep Wagoneer. The second one is Scotty, was the Dodge truck. No, Dodge Chevy truck. Third one is Sulu, with the only fully fantasy car in this set, the Midnight Auto. Fourth one is Captain Kirk in his Ford COE, and fifth is Leonard McCoy, aka Bones, with his Dodge Airflow, and finally Mr. Spock, Commander Spock, live long and prosper, in his what do you have? Oh, custom Chevy Delivery. Yeah, I actually keep keeping the cardboards as well. As you can see, I did not like. I thought about it and I should try to load and just realized I didn't know what patience was this. But I realized that after cutting the blister, like just having a bit of a blister, leaving out a bit of a blister, so and kind of removing even with your hand inside out, actually just it's a lot cleaner than just ripping the blister apart in and of itself, which is nice to know. And I think it's still like it's a nice very random design that gives it like a nice like real look to it. I might consider laminating them, honestly. It's definitely gonna keep them as is. I think it's really cool. I don't collect cards at all, but yeah, like I love the art here. The cartoonish look, I think it's just absolutely wonderful. So I'm gonna look at the cars themselves. Some of them I'm gonna compare it to other Hot Wheels castings, but for the most part, I'm just here. I'm excited to finish a collection, and even more excited to talk about Star Trek. Alright, here we go. So first of all is Uhura, Lieutenant Uhura. And you can see actually it says here, really, really nice spectral flame. This is not really spectral flame, right? Probably like metal flake. But still purple, kind of purple lavender color. Nyota Uhura. I never know Uhura's first name. Like, just like none of these people. Like, it's the secondary characters. It's really hard to remember their first names. I don't know who Chekhov's first name is. Anton? Sounds weird. Is that like the actual writer Chekhov? I don't know. Montgomery Scott. That one everyone knows. And Hikaru Huru, but Sulu. Oh my god, Hikaru Sulu. But yeah, I don't know. Never knew Uhura's first name, or Chekhov. Chekhov never had a car of himself, which is unfortunate. You can see Star Trek, and it's actually textured is really really cool, man. The Jeep Wagoneer hasn't been released that many times, and I think so far it's only been in premium. And most recently, it actually had a car culture release, which was really cool. And you can see the Enterprise. You can see the Star Trek logo here is really weird, and I actually dug in a little bit. Oh, actually, should not have thrown away the cards so quickly. because all of them had quotes on their card, and a lot of them also on their cards as well. Not here though. Uhura doesn't get her quote on the card, which I think is actually looks better. Before Uhura, it actually says, "There's been a planetary disaster in the Sigma Quadrant, and if you know your Star Trek lore, there is no Sigma Quadrant. There's only Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta. Alpha Quadrant is basically the Federation and part of the Klingon Empire. Beta Quadrant is mostly the Klingon Empire and maybe the Romulan Empire. I'm not really sure where the Romulans are exactly. The Delta Quadrant is where the USS Voyager got stuck in, and also where the Borgs are. Spoilers alert. And finally, the Alpha, Beta, Delta, and Omega. That's not right. Oh, give me a second. My brain is all messed up. I said that like a few seconds ago. Where do the Dominion War and thereby go to Dominion and join Dominion Federation Gamma Quadrant. I said Gamma, didn't I? I don't remember anymore. So the Gamma Quadrant is where the Dominion came from. So that's the shapeshifters, aka Odo species, as well as the Jem'Hadar. So there's no Sigma Quadrant. So I looked it up, and as you would expect, there's no info on the on Memory Alpha, which is the Alpha canon. There is a bit of a stuff on the Beta canon, which confirm it is from like a series of comic books, and these are pretty much the oldest run of comic books, which also had the same Star Trek logo, so it's really cool. I don't know how many of them are actually from this comic, but I would assume this Uhura quote is from that comic. I'm gonna put it in the back. I'm obviously gonna have like a full family photo later. But second up is Montgomery Scott. I love Scotty, even though his Scottish accent is completely a joke. He's Irish Canadian, if I remember correctly. But I love his character. He's a lot of fun, and even in the Relics is it called, which is a poignant name for episode in TNG, is also very, very fun. And he comes in what is called the Custom 52 Chevy. So this is Chevy Advanced Design. In their series of trucks, is a custom done into like a delivery truck. Really cool Star Trek right here, Scotty. And Uhura's, Uhura got like top paint, but not really any decal, and similar here as well. You can see there's like a few dots here. I don't know if it's like a paint chip or is it an actual part of the deco. Again, I just haven't found a lot of information on this. Star Trek right here. Like all of these paints really, 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 really cool in the head. Yeah. But you can see it's actually a different quote. The quote here is, "I said that if your captain was twice the man he is now, he still wouldn't be half the man my captain is." My captain obviously refers to James Tiberius Kirk, but yeah, this is not the same quote as it is from the card. The one on the card, I'm not really sure which episode it is because it's way too generic. I'm pretty sure this is from Trouble with the Tribbles, when they were about to have a bar fight with the Klingons. Yeah, that was really fun. So I would assume it's from that episode. Yeah, really, really cool. I love Scotty and love this car as well. Oh, and this is a 52 Chevy, right? And I have another 52 Chevy, a bit more stock. This is from a 5-pack release, Hot Trucks 5-packs. As you can see, they very much resemble one another. Pretty much the same scale. Yeah, it's really cool to have them side by side together. This is one of the better like mainline sort of basic $1 releases Hot Wheels has ever done, in my opinion. One of the better ones, because I don't really collect mainlines anymore. The third on the list is Hikaru Sulu, and I think maybe having the lights on is still a better idea. I'm not really sure. It says, "Captain, I'm picking up an object of planetary size on the sensors." So I have no idea which episode this is from. maybe the super weapons episode, but yeah, it's probably time for me to revisit the original series again. And he uses a Midnight Auto, so there's not a lot to say. It's a fantasy casting. So here's the quote. Yeah, and it's the same quote as it is on the card. So I don't know why sometimes the same quote, sometimes it's not. And he actually has like full top decal. USS Enterprise, the original Enterprise, and you can see it's not the refit. Actually, the perpendicular pylons leading to like the really tubular looking warp nacelles. I like the cast. I like this ship the best because it's just so quaint. It's just, and you can see pretty much the same picture but without the dialogue on here. Really nice. Back details as well. Star Trek. Some CBS licensing. Nothing on the front. This doesn't really seem like it could even have front light details. I don't mind. And besides, it's a fantasy casting, right? Next up is the captain himself and another really generic line. Engage the warp drive, Mr. Sue. So no idea which episode that can possibly from. For all I know, it can be from like 60 different episodes. And he comes with the 49 Dodge Ford COE cab over engine truck. Really cool one. And again, see, it's a different quote here. I don't know why they do this for some of them, but not for everything. And in the case of Ford, there's no quote on car at all. No, Mr. Scott, there's been a planetary disaster in the Sigma quadrant. So again, I would assume this is from the comic book. I do love the art style. I'm not super connected to the second series, the 50th anniversary Star Trek series. It's realistic, but I feel like this just fits the art style of like Hot Wheels just so much better in my opinion. And this one, every previous model has been red lines, but this one is actually a white lines, which is interesting. Nice rim, so I do like the look of this. No back deco, no top deco. And there is another similar Ford from the 49 Ford COE as well. Yeah, is this a COE? I don't know, but it's a very similar looking truck, so why not? This is the mainline 49 Ford F1. You can see the front look really similar to one another, really cool. And this is again one of the main Hot Wheels main lines is still in my collection. It's a Hot Wheels Legends truck. Really nice paint as well, but that's not what we're here for today. Ford COE 1949. Next up, my favorite main character. Yeah, I think my favorite main character. I don't know. It's really hard to choose from the triumvirate. Honestly, they're all really cool characters. I don't know. Actually, I might take that back. I don't know who's my favorite character. And from one of my favorite episodes, I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. I always thought this is the first time the I'm a doctor, not a blah 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 came from, but I don't think it is. That's the first one I actually noticed it. This is from the episode, TOS episode, I think season 2 episode, The Devil in the Dark, one of my favorite episodes. Again, I love when Star Trek just goes all about communications, understanding, and peace. That's definitely Star Trek's strongest suit. And oh man, I'm not kidding. I'm genuinely tearing up a little bit just remembering that episode after he said this, because Kirk was asking him to help heal a silicon-based creature, the titular Devil in the Dark, and he says this like basically like what are you expecting me to do? I don't know this, but Kirk was like, you're a physician, you're a doctor, and I'm asking you to save a patient. Like, man, that's really strong. I can't hold it anymore. I don't even remember what he did later, but in my opinion, that's a strong episode. And this is my most recent acquisition, and it's a really cool Dodge Airflow, which is, I think it's pretty stock as far as Hot Wheels is concerned. And you can see the quote right here: I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. And Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy. And this is a fun thing. I don't know which shuttle is the Galileo? NCC 17. Is it 1701? No, it's not. So it's actually the registration plate, the registration number for the shuttle itself. So probably can just look it up in memory. Alpha or Beta will tell me. And there's a silhouette of the Enterprise right here. Really, really cool car. I don't really have anything to compare this to. But it's a really cool casting. I wonder how many, if this thing ever came out in mainlines. I would assume unlikely, but a really really cool car. And like I said, my most recent acquisition. And this one doesn't even have any sort of line, not red line, not white lines. And last but not least, of course, the only appropriate quote for Spock. I mean, not the only appropriate quote. There's a lot of fun ones. I like it. I like it when Spock ends up being comedic. And he says something completely straight, but everyone just takes it as think it's funny, and he gets annoyed. I love those tiny little human. Well, okay, like, you know what I mean, human moments. I know he's Vulcan and all that was the weird years. There's one time when they went back in time and somewhere in New York, and everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with his face and his ears? And Kirk was like, my friend is obviously Chinese. And they played like a similar joke in TNG as well. When Data was in the holodeck, everyone just said he's from South America, which was funny. But yeah, this is a cool car, and I think this might, as far as the model goes, this is definitely one of my favorite models. So this is interesting. This is called the 59 Chevy Delivery, and I think it's actually called the Custom, right? Yeah, the Custom 59 Chevy. So I did dug around a little bit, and this is the 59 Chevy Biscayne. I think that's how you pronounce it, if I remember correctly. I actually looked up like a Biscayne National Park video just to confirm the pronunciation, but obviously I forgot about that a long time ago. And there's actually a interview with the, or at least a statement of some sort from the designer of this model, and said like it's a mix between the Biscayne and the Impala, and I can't find anything that does not look like it's like something from the Biscayne. The Biscayne is kind of like the third tier full size Chevy during that era, so it's under Impala as well as the Bel Air. But it's really cool. You do see a lot of Impala in the back, on the backlights. But that's how the Biscayne is supposed to look. So I don't know where the Impala aspect comes from. Everything looks like a Biscayne to me. I'm not really sure. But it's a really cool car, and I think it's roughly 160 if I didn't do the numbers. But comparing it to the other, Greenlight Impala, and knowing like the size difference between the two, I think they look pretty much as it should. Yeah, again, similar to Uhura, no quote on here. You can see Spock's semi-annoyed face. You can see the NCC 1701 Enterprise. You can see the white line tires, and on the top, you see the trio. Some guy who sort of looks like, well, not really, someone who doesn't really look like Kirk. Someone that looks like a really, really skinny Spock, and God, what did they do with poor Bones? He looks like he's permanently high. But yeah, this is the full set from Pop Culture Star Trek. I love this set. It's really cool to have them all together. Yeah, it's really, really awesome. And as a big fan of Star Trek, I love this. As a fan of Hot Wheels and die-cast models, they're great, and these are just not models we see a lot. Definitely not in mainline, and these cars are pretty much only mostly available in pop culture. So it's really cool to have some of them to just sample. I don't remember ever seeing another Dodge Airflow. Maybe from the Peanuts series. I don't have it, but it might be available from the Peanuts Pop Culture series. But yeah, a wonderful, wonderful set. I do wish some of the characters I do wish they can include is obviously what's his name? The Russian kid, Anton Yelchin. But obviously, I mean, that's the new J.J. Abrams version. We don't want to talk about that, do we? But in the original, he was played by Walter Koenig. Oh, Walter Koenig, because it's not German. I mean, it's a German name. Koenig literally means king. But what's his name? What's wrong with me today? He's playing. Oh my bloody goodness! Chekhov would be fun. But like. I don't know, Chekhov and Sulu are probably like the same tier to me. I don't think neither of them talked particularly much. Um, Although Chekhov did not appear in the animated series, so this might be a nod to that. I don't know. He was replaced by a three-armed alien, which is really cool. I do like seeing like weirder aliens on the bridge of the Enterprise, which obviously wasn't something that was easy to do for live action, but in animation it's a lot easier. But yeah, I think this is an awesome set. I'm so happy you have the full set. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was a long rant. I savor every second I can talking about Star Trek, so it was a total blast for me, and it's a total blasphemy. Now it's total blast for me, and I hope it was entertaining, somewhat to you as well. Peace and long life, my friends.